What is going on, guys? This is Walk Talk Football, the show where we talk about everything that's on your mind. So let's walk. All right, so guys, we had a lot of submissions from you guys, but this week we're going to start off with some Barcelona questions. After a pretty average season, Source wants to know what Valverde will have to do to reinforce in this transfer window. I think it's bringing in Eriksen. I think Eriksen created the most chances in Europe's top 5 leagues while he was at Tottenham. He's still young, 24, 25 years old, Danish international. He's doing a lot for the Danish national team. And with Iniesta and Busquets starting to get up there in age, of course, Iniesta's a legend. I'm not criticizing him whatsoever, but he's not doing what he did before. I think he'll stay at the club, probably stay in some sort of coaching capacity beyond after this year. But he's still got another year contract. He's still a captain, but I think it's time to move on from him, and bringing in an Eriksen could be huge. Oh yeah, well, here's another question. Do I think Eriksen can come to Barcelona? Yeah, Rakitic has been good, and he was the only player not in the front line to have over 10 goals or double-digit goals this last year, which I think is really important. But bringing in a guy like Eriksen will be huge because, you know, Busquets can't cover the ground like he could before. So having a guy like Eriksen who can put up assists, goals, create chances moving forward out of that midfield line will be hugely important. Okay, what transfers are likely for Liverpool this summer, and how long till they really challenge for a title? I think Liverpool could challenge for a title immediately if they can get in the right players. Gelson Martins, Mohamed Salah, James Rodriguez is linked with them. Douglas Costa, who hasn't been great at Bayern Munich, but could be a great attacker for them. Virgil van Dijk, if they bring him in, I hope they don't have to pay as much money as people are saying they're going to. But either way, I think if they can add a few of those elements, one defender, one strong midfielder, or Emery Moore also from Dortmund, there's links that he's had a fallout with the coach there and the staff, and he's not getting a lot of time. And he could have that same trajectory as you saw with Coutinho when he came in from Inter. Kind of was unfulfilled potential and then just exploded. Emery Moore could have the same exact thing. He's already a Turkish international. He's young, played very, very well when he was in Denmark at FC Nordsjælland, so we'll see what happens there. Do I think AC Milan have a chance to recover their legacy with all these transfers and changes they're having? They're getting business done really early in the transfer window, which is hugely important. It seems like they have a huge bankroll. They're bringing in players like Frank Kessie, even though he's on loan, and they're just reinforcing that squad and showing that AC Milan has a huge history. You know, when they had the early 90s teams, also in the early 2000s when, you know, the Kakas of the world were there dominating, when Kaká was World Player of the Year, Ronaldinho, guys like that, they had some of the best talent playing the game at certain times, and it seems like they want to get back to that level. So hopefully they can challenge for a title soon. It's great whenever Italian football has Inter Milan and AC Milan at least challenging for those European spots. Okay, so the question is, was Tolisso for 41 million euros from Lyon a smart move for Bayern Munich? It's a record-breaking transfer. I think we saw with Renato Sanchez that Bayern Munich got that one wrong. They got caught up in the hype of European championships, and he's clearly not as good as we thought he would be. Perhaps he's still got that potential and could fulfill it somewhere else. But bringing in a guy for that much money from Lyon, 41 million euros, I think you have to have a lot of confidence. You have to do your homework. They have to be, he has to be that right type of guy to replace Xabi Alonso, who was a legend there, who was so consistent, so good, and so reliable. But now you have a young player like this who could be able to take the team to the next level. So next up, do I think David Beckham's expansion team will ever come together? And do I think MLS should have VAR? For those of you who don't know, VAR is the video replay systems. MLS is actually going to put out VAR later in the summer, I think after the All-Star game or something like that. Ownership groups, I heard, agreed to start it at that point, which seems kind of odd to not have a full season because it allows room for controversy, for things happening earlier in the season not getting reviewed. And then they'll happen later in the season and get reviewed in the same season. That could cause teams to not make the playoffs, red cards, not red cards, all those types of things. But I do think VAR is hugely important for the game, as long as it's not killing the flow of the game. There's a lot of money on the line, guys. The reality is these are businesses, these are teams that have a lot at stake, and so if a ref misses something, to have a VAR or a video assistant referee support that can only make the game better. But it does take that natural error thing out of the game where, you know, this human error of us making mistakes. And in Beckham's expansion team, I've heard they bought land, but we saw yesterday with Miami winning the Open Cup against Orlando. I mean, they've already got a fan base there around that team. Those players, they're spending money. They got Alessandro Nesta in the club. There's rumors that Totti's going to go there. So, I mean, why not build off of that? But again, that's none of my business. But I do think you already have something special going on there. Fan base is special there. So finding a way with Beckham to maybe combine those or something would be really great. Next up, let's talk Pulisic. Will he be the all-time leading goal scorer for the men's national team when it's all said and done? And what is this kid's ceiling? His ceiling is higher than any player ever, aside from Freddie Adu. Freddie Adu was the best player in the world at his age at one point. I think Pulisic isn't necessarily. You have guys like Mbappe and stuff like that, but he's definitely got a higher ceiling. I played with Landon Donovan when he was in his early 20s, when I had just gotten into the national team, and he is arguably our best player ever, and I think Pulisic is already exceeding that when he is, and he's still a teenager. So if he can continue that trajectory, he'll be the greatest player that we've ever had, and he could be at a Real Madrid or a Barcelona, no problem. Especially when you see guys like Christian Eriksen being linked to other guys like that. Why not have a Christian Pulisic? We'll see what he does after this year, or if he stays at Dortmund for a lot longer, but he's still so young and he's doing great things, not just at the national team level, but he's playing Champions League and all that good stuff. Next up, what's my most embarrassing moment in a professional soccer game? And second, is it a better team for, we'll get to that second part. Embarrassing moment as a player was getting sent off when I played at Hansa Rostock against Kaiserslautern. I went back, I was running back, and I took a touch to play it back to the goalkeeper with my right foot, which is not all that reliable. Completely mishit it. The stadium was full, they were whistling at me. Then the guy got around me, we got locked up, I got sent off. Really embarrassing day for me. And then is it better for have a strong youth for a long period and grow your academy, or buy big players and win everything? I think it's trying to find that balance of both. The different philosophies. We've seen experienced philosophies work in Major League Soccer and other leagues as well, especially like the Chelseas of the world. And then you see the youths get you very, very far, but don't ultimately ever win you championships. You look at the Monacos of the world, the Dortmunds of the world. They get you a long ways, but it's very hard to win a championship without experience. And we're seeing that in Europe. We're seeing that in the biggest domestic leagues. And then finally, what are some overrated, underrated, and sleeper teams for next year's World Cup? It's tough to say right now because there's still so many teams fighting for positioning. But if you ask me that question come November or December, when it's going to be the draw of the World Cup and we're going to find out who's in it, who's out, and then kind of who's playing who, I can give you a better answer to that, because right now there's still like, I don't know, 50 or 100 or more teams that could potentially make the World Cup. So it's hard to say who a sleeper is until I know who the 32 teams are going to be, and then I can make that decision. Guys, now it's time for my favorite part of the show, addressing you haters, which is always a lot of fun. Kick builds a wall with its subscribers, says Jose. That's a clever shot. Guys, if you didn't have a chance to watch our episode where we titled it about a Mexican wall, it was actually not us who feels that way or thinks that way. The Mexican newspapers, after the US drew in Azteca, said the US had built a wall, or the US had a wall in the Azteca, things playing on current political climates, making jokes like that. We were just repeating the jokes and passing it along. If you saw the newspapers in the episode, watch the episode, you'll see that. It's a clever little play. We don't get into politics here. We just try to talk about the game and enjoy it. Next one is, fuck your title, I'm unsubscribing. That's okay too. You should watch the whole video, because the title is more about what the newspaper said than what we said. We don't really get into that stuff, like I said. So if you want to unsubscribe, that's up to you. Oh, more stuff. Fuck, kick, shit title. That's up to you guys. Again, this is about what the Mexican newspapers are saying. That is not about how we feel or what we think here. We talk soccer all the time. We stay out of the political side of the game, and we were just showing you what the newspaper said there, because they're quite clever that multiple ones did it. They were copying each other, but either way, let's get to some other things. And now, that's weird. You guys are saying, screw the titles, unsubscribing, all these things. And then somebody's saying, we are sucking on Mexican balls. That's all we upload nowadays, which is a huge contrast to what the other guys are saying. So it's not. We enjoy Liga MX, we enjoy MLS, we enjoy Europe, we enjoy all the leagues around the world, and we try to talk about and share them. The more people engage with us, the more we try to give them what they like, and we've saw a lot of response to Liga MX and Mexican football in general, so we try to talk about that more. If there's a league you want to talk about, let us know, and we'll try to talk about it. Get your friends involved in the conversations, in the comments and things like that, and we'll try to respond the best way possible. And finally, a nice comment, guys. Hi, Kick. Could you force Heath to do a hairstyle tutorial? I don't know if that's actually a compliment or a criticism, because my hair is blowing in my face right now, so I don't know how to do tutorials. I just don't cut my hair. That's pretty much my philosophy. Grow it out, don't trim it, don't anything, because my barber now is like 55 bucks and I can't go see him regularly. Anyways, guys, that is it. That is all we have for today. Get in the comments and let us know what you think. If we offended you with our titles, we're sorry. We were just repeating what the newspaper said. And make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you guys later.